We got another classic Meek Mill Twitter rant, people. Now, this time is involving Wale, his former label mate. Now, Wale and Meek Mill got a tumultuous history. In 2014, Meek Mill will call out Wale on Twitter for not posting his album. Everybody can see it. None of y'all dudes don't call me, text me, nothing. It is what it is. Wale just ain't gonna tweet a thing about my album. He's been hating on me long time now. Don't even text me, cornball. You not MMG. I never understood the you didn't post my album phenomenon when it comes to rappers. Now in 2024, it has chilled out a little bit, but back in like 2015, it was a huge deal. Now, I never understood this because, first off, somebody may want to curate their Instagram not to include a bunch of random stuff, just pictures of themselves. And also, Wale and Meek shares the same demographic. Wale posting a Meek Mill album is not going to raise the sales of Meek Mill's album, right? Right? Listen, like, all the active followers who follow Wale also follow Meek Mill, and they're going to see the exact same thing. So I never quite understood that. Now, Wale never really responded back. He sort of played it cool, tried to call Meek behind the scenes, but Meek wasn't picking up. So what took place was Wale went on the Breakfast Club, and they asked Wale in 2015 about the Meek Mill and Drake beef.
When
Smell like it.
This guy's crazy. And we got to ask a question. When Meek Mill started going at Drake on social media, the first thing people said was,
the same thing he did to Wale.
Yeah.
Now, when you seen it, what did you think?
Hold on one second. Let me put some more liquor in your cup.
Leave.
Put more liquor in your cup.
Sorry, what was the question?
When you seen it, what did you think?
I can't tiptoe around this one, huh?
Mm-mm.
You looking right into these motherfuckers. Well, no, I was just like, all right, well, somebody probably be off the drink right now. Church is just lunching probably. It's not a good look, not a good thing you're doing, but, I ain't talked to him. I called him several times since that, Joan. I ain't,
What you mean? He just don't pick up?
I called
Changed his number or what?
I called him. I don't know what's going on, but I talked to a lot of the dudes in Dream Chasers, Talk and O'Malley and Rock, everybody cool and whatever. But when he did that, I was just like, all right, somebody might be off the drink, a little testosterone on tour, like you with your girl. I don't know what's going on, but it's not the right decision.
From a truly hip hop perspective, just hip hop. What did you think of that battle?
The battle.
I just feel like. And this is me speaking as somebody who's been in the industry for a good amount of time, and that's the same age as these dudes. I don't think I honestly think, he brought like a pencil to a gunfight. Mm-hmm. He didn't bring a knife, a pencil. You know what I'm saying? You piece of paper, try to paper cut him to death. Like you can't compete with somebody that got them type of relationships.
Wale said what everybody was thinking, that Meek Mill brought a pencil to a gunfight, that Meek Mill came unequipped for the battle, and Drake absolutely washed him and waxed him. But Meek Mill was in denial, and Meek would take to his Instagram to go off on Wale for giving his honest opinion on the Breakfast Club. Now, mind you, Wale and Meek weren't on good terms. Meek already went off on Wale on Twitter in 2014 last year. So, like, Wale was under no obligation whatsoever to say anything positive about Meek, but he still didn't completely go off on Meek. He says that, that Meek would have lost the battle anyway because of Drake's relationship. So he never really critiqued Meek Mill's, disses or rapping ability. He just kept it honest, but Meek Mill still wasn't feeling it and went off on Wale on Instagram. Meek Mill will say, ninjas be doing all this to drop a new record, gossiping about their whole out feelings and a personal life because they miserable and nobody don't rock with them. Really stay away from me, fam. You not MMG no more. Now Meek Mill didn't kick Wale out of MMG, and Meek Mill didn't own MMG. It's crazy how Rick Ross allowed this. All right, this is why you can't get my number. You a hoe, and you dead cracked right now, Wale. Fuck out of here, nut. I wasn't even mad at you, fam. You got some real issues with yourself, and you jealous, broke rapper. This my last time I think addressing ish on the internet. But if I don't talk about it, one of you dudes gonna get hurt speaking my name like it's sweet. Y'all ninjas gonna stop mentioning my name like it ain't no consequences. I'm off the internet. I don't speak on MMG in interviews unless it's good. You a clown. We don't want to hear you no more, fam. Go jump off a roof like you've been trying to do, champ. Wale will respond back, currently looking for a roof. Meek Mill took a really low dig at Wale's open issues about his mental health. And Wale sort of joked it off, but you could tell, bro, it was effed up and things were never quite the same after that, even though they both sort of like silently like stopped addressing each other. And Rick Ross will say that he called them both and got them to squash their issues and that they are really brothers.
Ross says, "It's a misunderstanding. As soon as the tweets went out, I spoke to both of them on the phone. Those guys, they're brothers." Rose also recalled the first MMG video shoot where Meek, Wale, and himself all drove together in the same car. On Tuesday, Wale shouted out the currently incarcerated Meek Mill on his new song, MMG Under God.
The issues were behind them. They squashed it, but it was never really the same after that, trust me. Like, we didn't see Wale and Meek Mill buddy again. They wasn't like squad or gang or homies or in pictures together. No, they sort of just put their issues behind them for the sake of the label, but they never really rocked with each other since. Now, fast forward from 2015 to the end of 2023 in December, when a personality by the name of Ink Glizzy would do a DJ Academics interview. And during this interview, he would reveal that Wale was actively trying to backdoor Meek Mill during that era.
You had said something on YouTube about some backdoor Meek Mill Wale shit. Explain that story.
I'm in the studio one day. I don't really know Meek and Wale into it. Like, I'm a fan of it for real. I only see whatever Shy up on, and I'm only gonna see that part of it. So I might see something like, but I don't have a platform at all to even say nothing and tell nobody this. I maybe can tell a couple friends in the neighborhood, but fuck is that? How far is that about to go? So I don't even tell nobody. We in the studio one day, we just chilling. And then Shy and Wale was talking. I guess Meek did something to Wale or something. He just was talking like, I hate that nigga, something. We should do something to that nigga. Like, what you think of him? Woo. Just talking in general. I ain't gonna try to go into detail.
So Shy was like an enforcer. So like Wale is coming to him with his problems, and Shy is saying, I could fix that.
Nah, not even that. Shy be around street guys. Wale don't got no street backing at all. Like, he don't even know nobody from the streets. Like, I don't even know how Wale got on those. Like, nah, for real.
Listen, I never heard Ink Glizzy tell a lie. I don't think Ink Glizzy has any reason to lie about this story. So it would seem that Wale, for all we know, really tried to stick the DC goons on Meek, no pun intended. He tried to get, Shy Glizzy at the time, who was around a lot of goons like Ink Glizzy and others, to get on Meek's ass and go to war on behalf of Wale. Now, I'm not sure if the call from Rick Ross sort of squashed all of that, but it looks like Wale really wanted to smoke with Meek. Now, this information being released in 2023, a lot of us thought, okay, the Wale and Meek Mill peace treaty is about to be broken because Meek Mill is a hothead. Now, Meek Mill did admit that in 2015 he was on heavy pills, which is why he was like extra sporadic and all over the place with his emotions. So in 2023, when Ink Glizzy actually said that, we were expecting Meek Mill to go off, but Meek Mill actually handled it like an adult. And when a fan asked him on Twitter if he rocked with Wale, he actually said, yeah, despite the fact that Ink Glizzy was on the podcast saying that Wale at some point tried to backdoor Meek Mill. A fan asked, do you have any ongoing feud with Wale? Hashtag ask Meek. Meek Mill will say, hell no. We had our arguments before years back, but I came in this game getting money with him. I'm not holding no grudges against my peoples, and for what? So up until January of 2024, Meek and Wale are good. They are cool. Now, fast forward to last month when Academics and Meek Mill went back and forth, and Academics started doing a bunch of anti-Meek Mill interviews. Now, one of the interviews that Academics did that got a lot of vision, like he filmed like a lot of eyes on it, was the interview that Academics did with Meek Mill's right-hand man and best friend for years, Dean. Now, Dean exposed the fact that Meek Mills was pretty frugal. He would take back his Dream Chaser chains from his homies at the end of the night. He was hating on T Grizzly, among other things, bro. He just pretty much told all of Meek Mill business to Academics.
No goddamn way that Meek Mill was taking back chains from niggas like it was Cinderella taking back the slippers. There's no way. Like, it's like, I've talked to other niggas in other crews, and they literally say, nah, man, yo, he's gassing it. Like, that didn't happen.
I said what I said with my chest, man. I ain't take it back. Did anybody say I was lying besides 21? And we figured he was lying.
We gotta talk about 21 thing. We'll talk about after. Hold on. Okay. So wait. If you my mans and we all on the crew, say all right, I'm doing the academy. If all y'all are with me and we all repping the academy, yo, bro, it's like King Von with the old blockchains. It's your old blockchain right here. It's your old blockchain right here. Y'all is putting in work. Y'all is the reason why you getting the chain is because you've earned it. It was the first time I ever heard where it's like, nah, you're just getting to wear the chain for the day. You bring it back. That wasn't odd?
You know that shit true.
But how did it start? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie, I can understand why Meek Mill would despise this guy. Like, we best friends, we homies. Like, even if we fall out, bro, you going to do an interview with academics, my biggest op, bro, it's kind of wacky. Like, it's kind of wild, right? So I can understand why Meek Mill would despise this guy and hate him with every fiber in his being. So Meek Mill obviously don't like Dean, and he's not kicking him with Dean. He got no love for Dean right now. So anybody who's in the industry, who's close with Meek, who aligns himself with Dean, Meek Mill also hates you as well. So a picture of Wale and Dean surfaced on Dean's Instagram today. Dean and Wale linked up at a strip club, and Dean captioned it, "Want to boss up your life? All you gotta do is get with me. Hashtag stay ready." Now, it doesn't appear like these two just accidentally met. It felt like these two spent the night together, right? Like they went to the strip club together. But Wale didn't just start linking up with Dean because Dean and Meek Mill is now beefing. When Meek Mill was running with MMG, when him and Wale was together every day of their life, Dean was right there with Meek. So Wale and Dean built a strong friendship. So should that friendship end and cease once Dean and Meek is now beefing? Should Wale cut off his friend because his friend is not seeing eye to eye with Meek? Or is Wale in the right? Is Wale, obligated to stop hanging out with Dean? I don't think so. I feel like you should be able to hang out with your friends. And if two friends are beefing who knew each other before they knew you, well, you let them figure it out and you stay out the mix, right? You stay in the middle and you play it neutral. Now, Meek Mill wasn't feeling this at all, and Meek Mill went on a Twitter rank of epic proportions. Here's what Meek Mill had to say about Wale linking up with Dean. "Wale never liked me. Now I'm going to treat him like the streets every time I see him. I gave him 1,000 chances. These guys be thinking they linking with the enemy, clown-ass ninja. I wish I would have knew the other day. I would have stressed you." Now, apparently, these dudes were at Michael Rubin party, so he would have stressed Meek if he would have knew they linked up. All right, these ninjas intentionally linking with ninjas. They want me down. Let's do it. He just shook my son at wrestling. Y'all gonna really make me become what y'all asking for. In reference to the Michael Rubin party, he says, "If I fell away, I would have just made Wale dip. My son was there. He was trying to take pics of Rubin like a groupie. Now he's sitting around bum ops in Philly. How did these guys get this secretly jealous of me? LOL, they went broke." Now, somebody asks, "It's not even noon. What the F y'all rap niggas got going on today?" Meek says, "They like hoes." All right, bitches. All right, after you cut them off, now I'm going to come to DC and take over the streets and power some niggas that hate him. But nobody hates him. He's depressed and sick. Also, he been that way. Wale will respond back to this by saying, "When you get in other people on serious drama in this industry, 90% of the time they be back friends eventually, and then you look silly in the end. So I love minding my business. If a photo can create such vitriol, one has to ask himself some questions." Happy Monday. Wale is essentially telling the Quentin Miller story. He was working with Drake. Meek Mill and DJ Drama leaked some reference tracks, because Quentin Miller wouldn't work with Meek because he was loyal to Drake. So after that got leaked, Drake and Meek started beefing. Quentin Miller picked Drake's side. Then Drake stopped messing with a Quentin Miller because everybody in the world thought that Quentin Miller was writing all of Drake hits. So now Meek don't like Quentin Miller because he wouldn't work with him. Drake don't like him because now it's out there that Quentin Miller was writing Drake's, melodies. So now guess what? Quentin Miller is not an odd man out. And fast forward a couple years, Drake and Meek squashed their issues. They're back cool again. They on records. Now Quentin Miller is the odd man out. So Wale learned, bro, listen, if these industry dudes is beefing, bro, you stay out of it. Now, Meek wouldn't stop here. Meek Mill will pile on and pile on and pile on and just keep on ranting. Meek Mill ignores what Wale says and then pull up a TikTok of Glizzy saying that Wale tried to backdoor him. You know, the thing that we just played a couple of minutes ago? Yeah. So Meek Mill pulled that up and says, I ignored this because if this was true, you would be in danger. But now I see you around guys that's on full Meek campaigns. I get you. I wouldn't have dat you and made you uncomfortable around my family the other day. That's why you try to post Mike but hate me, LOL. If I call Glizzy and he say, yeah, that's a different level of danger. I have access with you. I just didn't ask because I'm more developed and now I know you a hoe. But believe I find out any of this is true, I'm on you. Meek Mill has issues, man. Like, instead of addressing what Wale says, he then completely ignores it and starts talking street stuff, bro. Yo, Meek has issues and it's unclear exactly how Meek is gonna get help for his issues, man, but this isn't normal. Humans are not supposed to behave like this, Brent, especially multimillionaires at the top are not supposed to be this sporadic and unhinged. Wale has no loyalty to you. You said time after time again, but you and Wale are not friends, right? Like, y'all are cool, y'all not friends. Wale and Dean are friends. They have a relationship. Wale, bro, I can't even fathom like how Meek Mill would think that Wale should be loyal to him or Wale should like say F his friendships because he's loyal to Meek Mill when Meek Mill has violated Wale time after time after time. Like, Meek Mill has shown no love for Wale, has shown no loyalty to Wale. He's violated Wale time after time after time. But Wale is supposed to show loyalty to you? Man, cut it, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right? Do you guys believe that Wale was in the wrong or is Meek in the wrong? And if you're still watching, click on this video right here as to why I believe J. Cole's career is over after he apologized to Kendrick Lamar. Click on this video right here to find out the most pathetic move in hip-hop history. I'm going to see you guys in this video, right? I'm out of here, folks. Peace.